Hey guys, this is Shyam here from Smartphone Guru, and today in this video we'll be checking out the benchmark scores while using some benchmarking apps, and we will be also testing out the real world performance of this device with the help of some games like Nova 3, Asphalt 8, etc. So stay tuned for it. So guys, now let's see the system specification first using the CPU-Z application. So as you can see over here, this phone is having 4 Cortex A53 cores, which means it is a quad core processor, and those cores are running on 1.2 gigahertz of frequency, and this phone is having Adreno 306 GPU, and this phone is running on Android 4.4.4 with 1 GB of RAM, and this 5-inch IPS LCD display is supporting a resolution of 720p HD resolution, and we have only 3 sensors in this device, which is not good. We only have light, proximity and accelerometer. So guys, let's first check out the internal storage which we get on this. So by the default, the system storage which we get on this device is 8 GB, and on the first boot you will get somewhere around 4.3 GBs, and after installing some apps I have 1 GB of internal storage left. And you can also choose the default write disk here in the storage setting. You can choose between the SD card or internal storage, and you can also change the default installation location here in the app setting. But here I would suggest you to use system recommendation, because when I set it to the force install on SD card, some apps fail to install, so I would suggest you to use system recommendation. So let's start with the benchmarking. Let's test the multi-touch point of this. So as you can see here, the display of this device is 5-point display, 5 touch points. So let's start with the benchmarking. Let's use the quadrant standard first. Let's test out this. So guys, now let's see the scores. So guys, this device scored around 11,400, which is not that bad for a phone of this price range. So let's move on to the another benchmarking app, which is Enter the Benchmark. So let's test it again. So guys, now let's see the benchmarking scores. So as you can see over here, this phone scored 20,159, which is not that, which is really good for a price of this phone. So guys, now let's test the GPU performance with the help of Nina Mark II. Let's run the benchmark. So guys, now let's see the scores. So this phone scored 53.7 FPS, which is great for a phone of this price range. So guys, now let's test out the real world performance of this device by using some games. So let's start with the Dead Trigger 2. So now let's see how well it handles the Dead Trigger 2. As you would have noticed from the sound, the speaker The volume output is really good and loud. And I have set the graphic settings at medium. By the default the graphic settings were set at low, and you can't raise it more than the maximum graphic setting available for this device is medium, and we are currently playing this game on medium. And till now we didn't face any sort of lag or anything like that. The game is really smooth here. Oops. And touch response is also really good. And the volume output which we are getting from the twin Dolby speakers is really loud and clear. I'm really enjoying the game, especially because of the Dolby speakers which we get on this device. So guys, we didn't face any sort of lag or frame skipping in this Jet Trigger 2. The gameplay is really smooth. So now let's move on to the another game. So guys, now let's see how well it handles Brothers in Arms 3. Here too the gameplay is really smooth and we are not facing any sort of lags here. Oops, I died. Here too I'm really enjoying the volume output which we are getting on this device. The speakers are really good. And we are not facing any sort of lag or frame skipping in this. So guys, let's move on to the other game, which is... So guys, I have changed the graphic settings at high. Earlier it was, by the default it was set at medium, but I changed it to high. So let's test it. So guys, now let's test how well it handles Asphalt 8 on high graphic settings. Here I would say the touch response which I'm getting is not that good. And it is also not that smooth. but it is playable, but it is not that smooth for my likings. So let's change the graphic settings back to medium and let's test out it. So guys, I have changed the graphic settings back to medium and let's see how well it handles medium settings of Asphalt 8. Now I would say the touch response is really good. It is much more smoother than earlier. Now I'm really enjoying gaming on this. The one thing which I really like about this device is the dual Dolby speakers. The sound output is really good and loud. And if you compare it with the earlier, when the graphic settings were set at high, then the touch response which I was getting was not that good. But after setting it back to medium, it is really smooth, much more smooth than earlier. So I would suggest for those who would like to play Asphalt 8 on this, I would suggest them to play on medium because it is much more smoother and enjoyable on medium settings. So guys, now let's move on to the Nova 3. So guys, now let's test out the performance of this device in Nova 3. Now we are seeing some lags, some great lags. The game is really laggy. Sometimes it becomes really smooth, but sometimes it starts to lag. Again it lags. Game is really not, this device is not handling this Nova 3 well. We are seeing some great amount of lags in this. So guys, I think this device can't handle Nova 3 well. So now let's test the temperature of this device. I really can't feel any sort of heat. Let's test out temperature. So as you can see over here, this device doesn't heat at all. The temperature is just 29 degrees Celsius. So guys, this is it for the gaming review of this Lenovo A6000. I really enjoyed gaming on this device, especially because of these twin Dolby speakers. I really enjoyed the volume output from these Dolby speakers. So please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel if you like my work, and thanks for watching.